Good morning, ma'am. My name is Zamira. My roll number is 2195180 I am pursuing my first year ECE in Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Section B. Today, my topic is how to use MongoDB with Python. Introduction to MongoDB and PyMongo in PyMongo. In this article, we will be looking at the introduction of MongoDB PPT and its database drive PyMongo. We will be able to moving into the article step by step with proper code examples to support the instructions. The first step to MongoDB is to know what is SQL and NoSQL. So let's get started. What is NoSQL? NoSQL is a database that is generally used to store unstructured data. Early data was mainly stored in a tabular form, compressing rows and columns. SQL was used to handle the structured data in the past. You can look at the list of our free SQL course to learn the language effectively. With the advancement in technology, developers moved to a more flexible database. NaSQL stored the data in the form of documents. This helped in managing a large amount of unstructured data easily and effectively. We used rational database management system to work on SQL, which was quite good for small data packages. As the companies are collecting much unstructured data, it become almost impossible to handle it with SQL as whole. Some important features of NoSQL database. No need for defining the structure at the beginning. The form of data is non-relational, which means the data follow is not directional. Every other record can have its own different structure, mainly stored in key value format, can be scaled horizontally without regarding the performance. Now you are known the NoSQL database. We will be looking at MongoDB. What is MongoDB? MongoDB is a NoSQL open structure cross-platform document-oriented database system. It stores data in key value pairs rather than traditional row columns and tabular approach. Companies are moving to MongoDB architecture because it provides a scalable database with ultimately high performance. Most of the latest programming languages use object functions, and the early database approaches were not able to store objects directly much efficiently. MongoDB deals with document collections storage, which can store objects directly. It makes the process of developing robust application very much easily. Here are some amazing features of MongoDB. The connect management is semi-structured. Most of the standard query type are supported. The system is highly flexible and portable, easily scalable by adding more machines and documents. It is not mandatory to keep similar fields in documents. Document structure could be easily updated. Better memory management than traditional RDBMS. Works under automatical failure support. MongoDB support multiple storage engines to store data efficiently. Organization using MongoDB. Due to its scalability and high quality performance, many large enterprises adopt it on to go. Below are some big business houses that are running their data storage and MongoDB. Craigslist, Disney, Source Forge, Business Insider, LinkedIn, Adobe, eBay. There are thousands of other companies that are rely totally on MongoDB for database operations. Now we will be looking at PyMongo, a MongoDB driver used in PyMongo language. What is PyMongo? PyMongo is the official drive for running MongoDB code in the Python environment. You can go through this article for learning MongoDB. The code we write use PyMongo has a connection between the environment and the database. We will be looking at some code to learn some basic operations with PyMongo in Python. Any Python IDE could be used, but here we are using Jupyter Notebook for running up the codes. First, installing PyMongo. By running the following code, we can easily install PyMongo through pipe. Second, importing PyMongo. Third, Python MongoDB connection with Mongo client. We need to create a connection with Mongo client to create a MongoDB instance. This is the first step to use PyMongo in Python environment. For checking all availabilities database, run the following code to get all available database in your connection. It will return all the database present in in your current connection. You will also find the default database which is created while installing MongoDB. Fifth, creating a database. New database can easily created with the help of Mongo client. Sixth, deleting a database and pre-built PyMongo database could be deleted with the following code. Seventh, create collections in a database. A database can contain multiple collections having different attributes. You can create one using the code below. Inserting documents in collection, there are two main options to insert documents in the collections. Either you can insert single entry at a time, or you can insert multiple entries in the pymongo collections. Here how it's done: inserting multiple entries, inserting only one entry. Ninth, view data from collections. You can view data in multiple manners, and this is what makes MongoDB and PyMongo an ultimate Python function. This way, all our collections and documents can be easily viewed in multiple ways. Viewing single row, you can review a single row using find underscore one closed bracket function. It will returning the first row of document. Viewing all rows, view all rows using find underscore many closed bracket function. Viewing all of you row, viewing all selected fields by providing 0 to 1s we want to hide and 1 to those which we want to see. 10, filtering data in pymongo. Pymongo makes it very much easy to filter data, and there are many ways to perform it. One way is to filter data based on the field and its value. Look at the below code and output. The output is given below. The data can also be filtered by advanced queries like the one we have used below. 11, querying with object ID. We can use fetch data with the object ID, which is a unique identifier for each element. 12, counting documents. In MongoDB, the rows are known as documents and columns are generally stated as collections. So, we are counting the number of documents in our collections. 13, sorting documents. Data can be easily sorted with the help of sort close bracket functions. The default case for sorting is in ascending order, but we can always change that by providing a parameter -1. 14, updating documents. Any field could be updated with the pymongo client. It's just a few lines of codes. Either you can update a single row at a time or update multiple rows at once. Updating a single row and the program is given below. 15, pymongo limit. The function limit is used to limit the number of rows we are currently accessing or viewing. 16, deleting documents. We can delete the number of inserted rows in our collections anytime. Function object deleted underscore count can be used to get the number of deleted rows. Deleting one document row. The program is given below. X is equals to my call delete underscore many print deleted count documents deleted. 17, dropping whole collections. The whole pymongo collections could be deleted by drop command as stated below. So these was all the about MongoDB and its Python drive and PyMongo, which always allows us to use MongoDB with Python. We have first seen the basic definition and then moved on to implementing the codes in our Jupyter nodes. In the world of the database, the most common and world popular database system are RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. Now, if we want to develop an application which deals with a large volume of data, then we need to choose one such database which always provides a high performance data storage solution, so that we can achieve the performance in the solution in terms of the data store and data retrieval with accuracy, speed and reliability. Now if we categorize the database solutions, then there are mainly two types of database categories available, that is RDBMS or rational database like SQL Server, Oracle, etc., and another type in NoSQL database like MongoDB, Cosmos DB, etc. The NoSQL database are actually being an alternative of conventional SQL database, and also this type of database provides mostly all types of features which are normally available in RDBMS system. Nowadays, NoSQL database becomes much popular in comparison to the past due to simple design, provisions for both horizontal and vertical scaling, and also for easy and simple control over the storage data. This type of database basically breaks the normal tradition of data storage structure of the rational database. It gives the provision to the developers to store data in the database as per the actual requirement of their program. This type of facility we can achieve by using the traditional RDBMS database. NoSQL types. NoSQL database can be categorized into four different types as given below. Key value, graph database, document oriented, big table or column families. Out of these four types, document database is most popular and widely used database in today's world. This type of database always designed on the basis of documents oriented approach to store data. This type of database always acts an important role to aggregate the data from the documents and also represent the data in a very easy and searchable or organized form. MongoDB is the most commonly used database in the development industries as data document database. In document database, the basic concept of the table and row in compared in SQL database has been changed. Here row has been replaced by the term document, which is much more flexible and model based data structure. We can store hierarchical data in a single document in document database. Actually, document database always supports semi structured data model. In document database, tables has been replaced by the term collections, which is container of multiple same structured or different structured document. You can get started with the MongoDB or your favorite programming language by leveraging one of its drivers, many of which are maintained by MongoDB engineers and others which are maintained by members of community. MongoDB has a native Python driver by Mongo and a team of driver engineers dedicated to making the drive fit the Python community needs, making sure MongoDB and Python work together flawlessly. In this article, which is aimed at Python developer who are new to MongoDB, you will learn how to do the following: create a free hosted MongoDB database using MongoDB Atlas, install PyMongo, the Python drive, connect to MongoDB, explore MongoDB collections and documents, perform basic creator, retrieve, update, and delete CRUD operations using PyMongo. Let's get started. You can start working immediately with MongoDB by using a free MongoDB cluster via MongoDB Atlas. MongoDB Atlas is a hosted database service that allow you to choose your database size and get a connection string. If you are interested in using the free trial, follow the instructions in the appendix section at the end of this article. Install the Python drive. For this article, we will install the Python drive called PyMongo. Although there are other drives written by the community, PyMongo is the official Python drive for MongoDB. For a detailed documentation of the drive, check out the documentation here. The easiest way to install the drive is through the Py package management system. Execute the following on a command line: Python mpipe install pymango. Note, if you are using the Atlas M cluster, you must use Python 2.79 plus and use a Python 3.4 or a newer. You can check which version of Python and pymango you have installed by using Python version and pipelist command respectively. For variation of drive installation, check out the complete documentation. Once PyMango is installed, we can write our first application that will return information about the MongoDB server in your Python development environment, or from text editor, enter the following code. The Python program is given below. Replace the symbol with your connection string to MongoDB. Save this file as a MongoDB test.py and run it from the command line via Python MongoDB test.py. An example output appears as if follow. The output program as also have been given below. Note that the U character comes from the Python output, and it means that the string are stored in Unicode. This example also use the pprint library, which is not related to MongoDB but is used here only to make the output structured and visual appealing from a console. In this example, we are connecting to our MongoDB instance and issuing the DB server status command reference. This command return information about our MongoDB instance and is used in this example as a way to execute a command against MongoDB, performing basic CRUD operation using PyMongo. To establish to connect to MongoDB with PyMongo, you use the Mongo client class. From Mongo, impact Mongo client, MongoDB. The MongoDB URL is a placeholder for the connection string to MongoDB. See the connection string documentation for details information on how to create your MongoDB connection string. If you are using Atlas for your MongoDB database, refer the testing your connections sections for more information on obtaining the connection string for MongoDB Atlas. We can now create a database objects referring a new database called business as follows. DB is equals to client business. Once we create this object, we can perform our CRUD operation. Since we want something useful to query, let's start by building a sample data generate application. Deleting document. Much like the other command discussed so far, the delete underscore one and delete many command takes a query that makes the document to delete as the first parameter. For example, if you wanted to delete all the documents in the review collections where the category was bar food, issue the following. Result is equals to restaurants dot delete dot many categories bar food. If you are deleting a large number of documents, it may be more efficient to drop the collections instead of deleting all the documents. I have completed my topic. I hope I have given my best. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I am ending my topic here.